Are you following the protests?
Only because my wife watched the women's rally.
Uh-huh.
She did watch that, which was
very inspiring.
For like 10 minutes, and then it was just like 100,000 people in the rain agreeing with each other. It was just like 3 hours. Are you ready to blah? Yes! I said, are you ready? Yes! For the love of God! We're all on the same page here. Can we go inside? And then Madonna crushed it. Madonna comes in wearing a beret, so you know she's in a rebel mood, right? So she comes in, right? Just the absolute king and queen of just steering it back to your own music catalog. Drops a couple of F-bombs, threatens to blow up the White House because she knew Fox News would be like, is Madonna a terrorist threat?
Yeah.
So she gets all that free thing. And then she seamlessly goes into some of her back catalog. And, you know, throws out a few tunes, you know, to get some iTunes money. It was hilarious. It was so brilliant.
So you couldn't, it bothered you that she sang, or you impressed
No, I
that
loved
she sang?
it. At being in this business, it was so perfect. She just, you know, she did everything but be like, and Trump wants to put a wall up between here and Mexico. I believe there's no borders between countries. Borderline. Feels like I'm going to lose. This is my first protest ever. You could kind of say it's like I'm a virgin, like a virgin. She should have gone through the whole thing. I can't imagine the money she made off of that. It was awesome. And then all the celebrities in the background sort of listening, doing this, and then fame whoring off at each other. Like, no, I love how your mind works. I love how your mind works. Woo! At the
Fame
end of it,
whoring
though,
off each other?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, they were still going to men. That's what I didn't like about it. Like, you still had to go down to the guy's house and be like, hey, knock it off. They should have been like networking, handing out business cards.
Right.
You build websites, I want to do this. I think the way to get people in power to pay attention is you don't go to them. You kind of like have a meeting over here. And that freaks them out. Like, oh, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
And then they come over to you.
Right.
You don't walk up to their house. That's a weak move.
Things have just gone so well for you. It's exciting.
Yeah.
These tours you're doing are so popular. The latest one, the tour is called 50.
Yes, sir.
You are 50. Are you feeling different right now? Is 50 a weird time for you?
No, I turned 50 and I just decided to call the tour that. I'm kind of going the opposite of all the people who do like the Botox and the hair plugs and try to look 22 for the rest of their life.
Right.
You know, when they really just, you know, they don't look good.
Yeah.
You know?
You're saying why? Don't fake it. Just embrace it. Embrace it.
They make your eyes water when you look at them. And my wife's always watching like those Real Housewives and stuff, and they just look exhausted. They're like in their you know what it always reminds me of? Remember when Brett Favre played on the Vikings?
Yeah.
And it was just like, just retire, dude. You're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, yeah.
It's over. And those women, it's like, yeah, you had your time. You were beautiful, and it's over. So people grown. You don't remember when you were a kid, you went into the club, and there was that older person hanging out? That creep? Yeah, that's what you're doing.
That's what you're doing.
50's not the new 40. It's 50. I am 50. All right? I have to go see doctors.
Yeah.
I have to have blood taken. So I feel young physically, but mentally, like when I watch TV, it makes me feel old.
What makes you feel old about watching TV?
Well, music, there's no guitar solos anymore. And then for some reason, with all this technology, millennials, if you take a full water bottle and you flip it in the air and it lands upright, they run out of the room like they just saw a witch. Everybody's like, oh! They just take off. It's like, really? You had virtual reality glasses on, you're playing all these video games, and all somebody has to do? I mean, that's like a game like Tom Sawyer would have played. So it's stuff like that I'm just like, I'm not ridiculing it. It's just like, wow, I can't relate to this.
You can't relate to it. Last time you were here, you were talking about the NFL and how Goodell said we didn't get it right.
Oh, yeah, they didn't get it right.
You know, and
the whole Ray Rice thing.
The whole Ray Rice thing. Do you think they've done a better job since?
I mean, I'm not on the inside, but I can tell you as a football fan, those No More commercials are driving me up the wall. It's like I'm sitting down watching a game, and all of a sudden, I start getting reprimanded like I know a woman that's getting beaten, and I'm not saying anything. It's like, wait a minute, I didn't do this. You guys did this. Don't try and turn this around on me. NFL should be watching this commercial. Why are you showing this to me like I did it? I didn't do this.
It is
the whole thing is nuts.
Those are ads. The ads are all the football players.
No more. She slipped on an Afghan and banged her head off a pencil sharpener. No more of that. No, all of that in sports is driving me nuts, because what I love about sports is it's a great way to tap out from the news and just, watch a game and get away from it. And now there's like all these causes are getting like attached to it. Like I was watching the World Series, and I'm in the middle of watching the World Series, and out of nowhere they have this moment, stand up to cancer. I'm watching a ball game, and all of a sudden everybody stands up holding up a sign of somebody that they either know that's dying of cancer or died of it in the middle of the game. It's just like, what are you doing? Trying to watch a game here. No, there's a time and a place. Look, I know somebody that has died of cancer. I would never go to the movies with you and in the middle of it hit pause and be like, oh, by the way, Conan, I know this guy. He died of cancer. It was horrific. I could have lifted him up off the sheet with 2 fingers. It was horrible. Hey, enjoy. Oh, by the way, I got molested when I was 9. Enjoy the rest of this. I just think it's so like... Are we not aware of cancer? We're aware of it. We know.
Right.
We know it's bad. I get it.
Right.
I will help, but can I just watch a game without you? Just in case, you forgot about the horrors of the world for half a second, then you just cut to like an earthquake and people getting buried in a mudslide, like as the next pitcher's warming up. Oh, it annoys.
Have you been to any games lately? I'm trying to picture you at a game. What's the latest game you went to?
This game, what did I go to? Oh, I went to, once a year, I do the road. I have a good time when I go on the road. I'm a big sports fan, so I went to a college football game. I go to a big college football game, rivalry game every year. This year I went to University of Miami versus Florida State, and I had a great time. Insane fans, but I made sure that when I saw Florida State, it was an away game, because I actually like Florida State, but that tomahawk chop thing drives me nuts, and it has nothing to even do with the Native American thing. It's the fact that they do it every, 3 seconds. They form a huddle, and all of a sudden the band starts playing, and everybody in the crowd's like, and they never get sick of it. It's like the band knows one song. It's like, I got it. You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that is, Native Americans never even did that. White people came up with that in the 1920s when they were making they first got sound in movies. What do they sound like? I don't know. They got some moron on the set all of a sudden just goes going, that sounds good. Put some rouge on his face and have him do it with an axe. This will be great. It's like, I don't know how you...
No.
And even if I was the biggest Florida State fan ever, even halfway through the first quarter, I'm tapping out. It's like, can we get another song going here?
Yeah, something.
I don't know, I think I made the point.
Yeah, you made the point. Donald Trump, do you think a businessman like Trump has a chance to be president? Do you think he has any shot at all? Do you think this is real?
No, just because no one would work with him. Republicans and Democrats would be babies, and they would pout because they're bought and owned. And it's like, how come this guy's free and gets to say whatever he wants? I mean, I don't know. I've enjoyed the hell out of him. Just all the stuff the guy's been saying. I hope more politicians are at least say what they're thinking.
Right.
I love when they were going yeah, you said all this sexist stuff about women. You said this about women. You said that about women. You said this. And he goes, no, I said that about Rosie O'Donnell. And then they laughed, and then they're like, no, you said it about other women too. And he goes, yeah, you're probably right. And then it was just over. That's all you got to do is just admit, that's what I do, every once in a while I have a couple shots of bourbon, I go off on the broads, and then, I get back down to business.
It is true. It is crazy. So many people spend all their time in the media apologizing and explaining, and if people that just say, that's what I did, they seem to get away with it.
Yeah, that's what you do. I think comics should do that. When people get annoyed and they go into your Twitter account from 10 years ago, and they're like, oh, you said this about, whatever, Saved by the Bell in 1988. I want an apology. It's like, all right, well, get in a time machine and talk to me back then.
Yeah. So you think politicians should let their human side come out?
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely do. But I mean, I don't think it matters who's president. I'm one of those people. I don't think it does.
You don't
think it matters. It doesn't.
Doesn't matter at all.
Dude, Hillary Clinton goes to those Bilderberg meetings. That's like the Illuminati stuff, right? She probably hooked up with some guy wearing a goat's head And then she goes out on TV and she's talking to people who drive snowplows, like she can relate to them. That's why I like Republicans better than Democrats, because I know they don't like me. I know that they don't want me in their neighborhood. They're pushing people with wheelchairs down the stairs. Get out of here! God made this for me. All of you, beat it.
So they're being honest, you think?
No, I mean, I don't think any of them are honest. Like, look, I'll say this, though. Like, just the stuff that they focus on. You know what I mean? There's a guy from Nestle that doesn't think water is a human right. I mean, that guy should be hunted down and shot. Yeah. Right? And they're going to sit and just talk about, talking about all the, I don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, we got to get America back to work. It's like, dude, this guy wants to own the rain. Can we do something about this guy? He was at Nestle. You're supposed to be happy, like making cocoa for people. And this guy's like going, well, people are running out of water. What if we owned all the water and we kept it under our place? And in the future, when everybody's, that's how you picture the guy talking. I want to own the water. I want to have it underneath my house. And just, I'll come to the door in a robe, slightly ajar. Right? Just a complete animal.
Hey, you watched the inauguration?
No, my wife was giving birth, so I was kind of watching it. And
wait, she's giving birth and you're half watching the inauguration?
She was in labor.
Okay.
She was in labor, so, you know, I'm, hey, you can do it, you can do it. And then he was yelling, so I was kind of, you know, I got to know what's going on so I can keep making a living. So
American carnage.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't get the guy. He literally trashed everybody. He did like the Elliot Ness speech in The Untouchables. The only thing he was missing was like a 2x4, and he was trashing everybody with red and blue ties. So it actually made me relax, going like, well, nobody's going to work with this guy, so he'll be fine. But now he's doing this stuff to Muslims, and then I didn't know you could do that as a president. Like, just I'm doing this, and then you're doing it. I just... You remember that?
You thought the Congress would be involved?
Yeah, I'm just a bill.
Yeah, right.
I thought you had to go through that whole...
Yes!
And then it's off to the something else, something else. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like that.
I think there was another cartoon called I'm an executive order. I just show up anytime. Bam, 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 bam. You know, I mean, I think.
Yeah, it's a very... it's been unsettling so far, you know?
What did you think of Hillary Clinton at the inauguration? I thought that was... For her to show up at that inauguration, it's the second time that...
And she started crying a little bit again. I don't know, man. I don't know. I get sick of people making excuses for her. She blew it. See that? Nobody thinks that. She blew it. Look, you lost to a guy who said 3 things a week that would torpedo anybody else's campaign. How do you do that? That's like you're playing a football game, the other team throws 20 interceptions, and you still figure out how to blow it. At what point do you take responsibility? They try to say, they would be like, oh, it was a bunch of, I love the racist white guy thing. A bunch of racist white guys. They came out of the forest, and they were just going, Trump, Trump, Trump. It's like, where were all these racist white guys the last 2 elections when they could have voted against a black guy? They were fine. Oh, I don't mind the black guy, but this white lady, we got to stop her. She's going to take her 4-wheelers, Macuzzi.
So, okay, so not a lot of sympathy there for Hillary Clinton.
No. You blew it. You blew it.
Like,
you put the wrong team around you. You didn't generate enough excitement to beat this guy who, I mean, it was unbelievable. The stuff that he was just tripping over one coffee table after another, and somehow you just couldn't get out in front of this guy.
You always have an interesting take on what's happening in the world. First question, everyone talking about voter turnout. Did you vote yesterday?
Yes, I did.
You did? Good for you.
Yes, I did.
Got to vote.
Yes, I did. I can't quite remember who I voted for president. It wasn't Trump or Hillary, though.
Yeah.
I didn't like either one of them.
Really? You didn't like either one?
No, I didn't. I couldn't stand her. She dresses like a real estate agent, like her doing this thing with her head.
Yeah.
The other guy's saying, take people's coats.
Yeah.
They just didn't offer anything for me.
Yeah, so they didn't appeal to you.
No, they didn't. And I don't understand why everybody's so upset.
Yeah.
You know, like, what's going to happen to you? If you liked Obama, did he call you at all in the last 8 years? Did he ever put a sandwich on your table? You do that. You're going to keep doing that. You're going to be fine.
Right.
Everybody's like, what's he going to... Oh, my God. Dude, I have to say, though, him winning is the most astounding thing I've ever seen.
It was a surprise.
No. Surprise. Dude, like, you're talking like Lake Placid, the Olympics, when we beat the Russian, buries that. Kirk Gibson's home run is a joke.
Right.
The Giants beating the undefeated Patriots, that's all a joke. Dude, the star of a reality show is going to run the country. The guy who decided if Bret Michaels or Cyndi Lauper would make a better CEO for a company that doesn't exist. It's gonna be running stuff. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was the shit, though. He was like, he just reminded me like when I didn't read the book and I'm just like, just winging it, you know? I'm gonna do it. How you gonna do that? Oh, you'll see. You'll see. And it worked. Dude, he is the greatest shit talker of all time. He sat at like $100,000 breakfast while the president trashed him. Humiliated.
This is a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I'm jumping around.
White House Correspondents' Dinner, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for giving it structure.
Yeah.
Humiliated the guy.
Right.
My wife would love you. You should sit next to me during brunch. She never knows what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sits there, the guy totally trashes him. He's absolutely humiliated. And within like 2-3 years, he had that guy's job.
Right.
So you could never talk shit to him. Going, hey, Donald, you know, one time I was in a bar and this guy came in, oh, really? One time I was sitting, I paid $100,000 for breakfast. The President Trump, what the hell's his name? Barack?
Obama.
Yeah, Obama.
Yeah. I'm giving you structure now.
Yeah,
Obama.
He trashed me. 2 years later, I had a fucking job. I kicked him out of his house.
Yeah.
Out of his house.
Well, how did you think the night would go?
I thought Hillary was going to kill him.
Yeah.
I totally did. I was sitting there going like, you know, I mean, I thought he was going to do okay, but then it was unbelievable. It's like one of those things like you're watching a game and you don't care who wins. You know what I mean? You just, I'm just hoping it's going to be a good game. And then all of a sudden, you know, one team's up by like 30, you're thinking, and he just came in and I don't know, the Statue of Liberty. I don't know how he did it. It's astounding.
Are you worried about him at all being in office? Do you think, I mean, does it concern you?
I don't know. I feel like the president, you only see him like once every 3 weeks. You know? It'd be like if you were dating a chick and if she was a jerk, but you only saw her once every 3 weeks. There's like no way she could break your heart, you know?
What?
No, you gotta see people they're day to day.
Yeah? Well, what do you think his presidency is going to be like? You know, a forecast for us. What's it going to be like?
I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is the other one used to go to those Bilderberg meetings, you know, where they all dress up like yaks and have those eyes wide shut parties. So I didn't know what she was going to do.
Wait, Hillary Clinton?
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
That meeting they have underneath the mountain.
What are you talking? I brought you out here to bring perspective and knowledge at a painful time, and this is madness.
I don't
have any. She dresses like a yak and meets under a mountain.
What do you want me to say? Like this whole thing, none of it made sense. Like this guy saying he's going to build a wall from California to like El Paso, Texas. Like, dude, I've done that drive. That's like a 2-day drive, 85 miles an hour. Like, like you're going to build a wall. You're really going to do this. Like, how much is this going to cost? How many times you going to go to Home Depot? Like, how big is this thing going to be? Look how long it took to build the Freedom Tower, and we wanted that. That took 15 years. Dude, by the time they build that thing, we're going to be the ones going over it. It's not going to happen. No, I'm not like, you know.
Well, how could the polls be so wrong? That's a big question everyone's asking today. Is the polls all said, oh, Hillary, 95% chance, 85% chance. How could that have gone so wrong?
Because I don't think that they talk to people. I think they just hang out in their conference room and be like, yeah, you feeling what I'm feeling? Yeah, let's go with 47%. When did they do it? No one has ever asked me. And I also think if you're any sort of a normal person, if just somebody came walking up to you with a clipboard, like, hey, who are you voting for president? You'd be like, hey, none of your business. And you just walk away. So basically what you're getting is you're getting people either so stupid or just with so much free time that they would sit there and they would talk to somebody with a clipboard. I would never do that.
And they would probably say whatever comes to mind, yeah.
Right, yeah.
You don't have to tell the truth.
Exactly.
Fascinating stuff. We're going to take a break. Much more with Bill Burr. Stick around. The immigration site to move to Canada crashed. Do you think people are going to really move to Canada? Do you think
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah,
there's too many people here. The rent's too high and all that. Just thin it out. Give us a little negotiating thing. And then what's going to be funny up there, it's not going to be Michael Moore's Canada. What he said, oh, you keep your doors unlocked and everybody's drinking syrup and it's, yeah.
He didn't say everyone's drinking syrup. I'm quite certain.
To anybody of color that tried to make it playing hockey up there. Listen to the stories they had. You'd be like, were you in Alabama? No, it was in Manitoba. Yeah, those are still white people up there. Yeah. Just because they're on the other side of the invisible line doesn't mean that they're not going to act like white people.
Yeah. So you're not a big fan of Canada, is what you're saying?
No, I love Canada, but I don't go up there with like this starry look in my eye, like everyone's gonna be riding around on mooses, right? It's just like these people, they're human beings. They're selfish. They're into what they want. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Conan, I really don't, you know, I don't pay attention to things.
I know. That's why I love getting your take. Do you think the debates had any impact at all? We had to watch so many debates. Do you think it had any impact on the election?
No, I think people already made up their mind. Like, I was dying laughing by the fourth one. I was just like, who are these people sitting there in the fourth debate going like, well, I don't know, but, well, that was a good point. But then again, there is that. It's like you knew who you were voting for. You knew from day one. So.
Right. What about the angle? There was a lot coming from the Hillary Clinton camp that Trump is bad for children. And they had a lot of ads that said, you know, children are watching this guy
Oh, we all know
talk.
that children 5 and 6 years old are always tuning into the debates. Taking notes. That's what I did when I was a kid. I'll never forget that. I remember Watergate like it was unbelievable. I was sitting there, I was like 3 years old, just taking it in. Yeah, I was just like, wow, this guy's going to get impeached. This is the most amazing thing that's happened in my 3-year-old life.
So as a child, you were not that interested in politics, and you don't think children are in general?
I don't. I know there's so much stuff that's going on. It's a really weird time. I just hope people stop yelling at each other. And there's a bunch of just crazy stuff out there. They're saying that, you know, racist white people voted for Trump. And, you know, maybe some people did. But I just think my experience being on the road is a lot of white people like racism, like it doesn't track with them because it's not in their life.
Right. Right.
So it's like our clothes, you know. You just, can I afford this? Is anybody going to make fun of me if I wear this? You don't think about the person who like sews it together for like a month for $1, right? And wants to jump out the window, you know? Yeah. So that's how people look at it. So because I noticed like when I was on the road, I'd be like, yo, this guy's got people yelling the N-word out at his rallies. What about that? And like white people be like, yeah, well, you know, I'm not about that. You know, I definitely don't condone that. But Hillary, blah 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 blah. And that's what I learned. It's like people give a about what's going to, like, affect them. So, I don't know. It's not a fun time. It isn't.
Again.
It's not a...
Again, lovely having you here.
Not what do you want me to do? It's like...
I thought you were going to sing a song.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be as bad as people are going to say. I hope that all this screaming and yelling is going to stop. And, you know, I hope people step outside themselves. A little? I don't know.
Yeah. I think they will.
I don't know.
I tried to give it a little bit of an uptick at the end. You're like, I don't know. Worried about this environmental stuff. You really are worried about it.
I am and I'm not. I just also feel like, you know, it'd probably be a good thing if most of us died. You know what I mean? It would be. There's There's nothing wrong with driving a gas-guzzling car. There's just too many people doing it.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out a way to, like, thin out the herd, and it's too late. No, these are the hard decisions that are going to have to be made.
We're here to hear about some hard choices.
Yeah. So you know how I would do it?
What?
I would randomly sink cruise ships.
Yeah. What? Wait a minute. Yeah. Let's hear him out. Why would you randomly sink cruise ships?
Because you get like 2,500 to 3,000 people a whack, right? And I think it's a good mix of people to get rid of. To be honest with you. They're not interested.
What happens after the second time they catch on?
No, because this is what you do. As you're sinking them, you're building an exact replica. So as you're eliminating people, you're like creating jobs. And you just, like a lazy Susan, you just keep moving it around.
Right now, Trump is watching TV like, he's got the right idea.
Yeah. Oh, that guy, half the stuff he says, you can't take. That's what a white guy who lives at the top of a skyscraper sounds like. You know what I mean? You can't expect him to be talking, like understanding.
Yeah.
People, was that a full sentence? I don't even know what I'm saying.
You just recently bought a house and you're worried about there's no rain out here. Did you know?
Yeah. I put in this beautiful bathroom with the steam shower and all of that. And first thing I did was I paid the thing off to get those banker creeps off my back. That was one thing that I did like that Trump said when he was talking. They said you went bankrupt. You went bankrupt like 4 times. He's like, I have hundreds of deals and stop making out those bankers like they're a bunch of babies. He's like, they're killers. They are. They need to be eliminated.
If we could only get them all on a cruise.
No, you can't. You can't do it. They're too, they own all the politicians. So anyways, the house thing, yeah. So then I put a steam shower in, now I can't use it. And I don't know. I think it was a dumb idea to buy out here.
It was a dumb idea to buy in Los Angeles?
Yeah. Like, I think I should have bought, like, on, like, Lake Superior or something. Up there with all that fresh water. You know what I mean? I figure that'll be the last one that dries up. Look at you guys. You're sitting there, like, being quiet like what I'm saying is insane. You know what I mean?
You did a show in Reno this weekend, I understand.
Yes, I did.
Okay, how did it go?
It went great. It was just, you know, big show. Everything went great. And then one person, I was making fun of the military, you know, which you can't do now. Like, we totally went from Vietnam, all the hippies being like, hey, man, you're like a baby killer, man, to, like, now you got to give, like, a standing ovation when they walk over to Delta. You know what I mean? You know, show that you're not in ISIS. Like, I don't know what you have to be doing. Like, thank you, thank you. And so I do this bit making fun of the military a little bit. And the first time I did it at a VFW to make sure that it was funny in the right way. And it killed. It was even a dude, he lost his legs. He almost fell out of his chair, dying laughing, going, dude, that is so true.
So you got approval from
them.
Veterans.
So then I'm doing it in front of regular people, you know what I mean? So the second everybody has a good time with it except one person. He came all the way up to the front and just didn't even heckle, just started yelling. He said, hey, show some respect. He starts yelling at me like he's my dad, right? So he's like 100 pounds overweight. I'm like, why don't you show some respect and lose a little weight? Next time you have the middle seat on a flight, you won't be spilling over onto your fellow Americans. No, I know, that's off limits, because now fat people are heroes. Everybody is a hero now.
Everyone's a hero.
No, I'm gonna tell you what about fat people. Your organs are not giving you a standing ovation as you walk over to the refrigerator again. What you're doing is dangerous. You got children, lay off the ice cream. It's so brave. It's so brave to be out of that, you know, so whatever. So that guy, oh, my God. I was so upset that security, like, escorted him out. I wanted to talk. Like, I started my show blaming women for sexual harassment. That's how I started it. Yes, it was absurd. I wasn't being serious, you children. This is the worst time
I have to now move my chair away from you.
I know, because then all of a sudden, I know. Dude, it's literally...
It's tough times right now.
As a comedian, yeah, it's like the walls. It's like you're in this walk-in closet of what can be funny. And meanwhile, there's like a swirl of trash with every toothbrush he ever used spinning around the Pacific Ocean. Nobody cares. God forbid you tease the Navy a little bit, and people have like a conniption.
Well, what did you say about the military that got people so mad? Or this one guy so mad?
I was just saying, like, yeah, the guy who flies the fighter jet, okay, and has missiles shot at him, that guy's a hero. However, if you're the guy that, like, points in the direction that the plane takes off in, you know what I mean? We're kind of watering down what is heroic behavior.
You don't think that guy, the guy who points in the direction is...
Yeah, the guy doing Warrior One, like the yoga pose. Like, the battlefield is that way. No, but everything has just become that. It's just become like this,
right.
This, you know, that whole first responder thing, you know, all these, like, code words you have to say. It's so stupid. I'm a first responder. I love that one. It's like, dude, I called you. I saw the fire. What am I? What do you have, like, ESP? We just want to thank our first responders, and just everything has just become, and it drives me up the wall.
All right, we're gonna take a little break. We'll have more with Bill Burr. We'll calm him down during the commercial break. Are you getting into the holiday spirit? We're getting close. Christmas coming up. Get excited? Come on.
Yes, I am. I actually like the holidays, and Thanksgiving is my favorite because you just get to eat and that type of thing. But I don't know. I don't like that Black Friday type of stuff. It just freaks me out. Makes me sad for Americans watching them getting trampled. You know?
Yeah. You don't like.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? Why wouldn't you just admit that you can't afford it at regular prices? Come back the next day. Come back the next day like a gentleman. And just walk in there, pick out what you want, and if your kids get less, they get less. That gives them drive. You know, rich kids just sit around, you know, doing blow, sitting in Ferraris. They don't do anything. It's the poor kids that they make stuff happen. So yeah, you don't get trampled, grabbing your wig, you know? With suspenders flying off. It's so sad. To do what? Get an above-ground pool for $30 off? There is nothing in Walmart worth getting trampled over. There's nothing. It's processed meat. Processed meat, clothes, all of it. You're gonna get trampled. Like, make it like a high-end store. Like, you're going to, I don't even know where. There's nothing worth getting trampled. It just makes me depressed.
Yeah.
That you would do that. People sit out for like weeks.
There's a week.
They don't even go to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like they're on their cell phone and their mom's crying. I just think you'd want to spend it with us. And you're sitting out there in that parking lot, feeling those people breathing down the back of your neck, just going like, knowing who you're gonna elbow. It's just the saddest.
There are women that waited 22 days at Best Buy. They waited 22 days.
And what did they get? What do you think they got?
I don't know.
They got trampled.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're gonna go there, you don't want to be at the front of the line. You want to be about 40 deep. And I figure you pop out of the line and you wait till that first wave or two falls down, and then you go over the top like Walter Payton back in the day. Roll out of it. But even then, you gotta know where to go in the store. Like, where is the thing that is on sale, right? Where are those mint Milano cookies or whatever they have that you're gonna make a beeline for? On that linoleum floor, you're gonna blow out at these. It's like, it's the saddest thing. It's one year what people should do. You know, like Richard Branson, one of these hot air balloon rich guys, you should just like float in over them right before it and just start dropping everything that they want. But even then, they would start stampeding. Like, no matter how many hot air balloons he had.
No, it's a bad idea. You don't want billionaires in hot air balloons dropping toasters on people. That's a stupid idea.
You have like a little parachute. All right, gift certificates.
All right. Oh, you even said that you're a lifelong Red Sox fan, that you were disappointed, that you're a little disappointed that the Red Sox, like, you're not unhappy that they're losing now.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, who says that?
Burn off all the bandwagon. Okay, all those people with the pink Red Sox hats singing that stupid song in the 7th inning. You know, Sweet
Caroline, yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. Your girl's got her head on your shoulder like you're at a romantic comedy. It's just not what it. They got like a mascot now.
They got a mascot?
They got a mascot.
I didn't know they had a mascot.
They tried a mascot in the late 70s, and the guy got pelted with so many, like, cigarette lighters that he quit after, like, 3 games. And that's what I mean. Now I come back to Boston, everybody's like, they like, holding, you know, swaying, singing this song. It's just...
it's
the
not the
Patriots have, like, a lighthouse at their stadium now. It's just not the city I left.
So you're bitter that they had that success. Were you happy that they won?
No, I like that they won. I'd like them to continue winning, but I don't think we have to sing Campfire songs in, like, the 7th inning.
Okay.
I don't like Mascots. I don't like those songs. And Steve Jobs, I think, was a little overrated.
You love it. You love it. You love going against the grain. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I like annoying people.
Okay, on that subject then, did you watch the conventions? Republican convention, Democratic convention?
No. I think if you watch those, you're an idiot. I don't understand why you would sit there wasting your time. They all say the same thing. They're all like, you know, over the last 4 years, everything good that happened was because of us. And we would have done more good stuff if it wasn't for those guys. And then the Democrats go, oh, we did all the good stuff. It's like you're all working for the same guy. They bet on both horses, and then it just kind of goes. You know, it's not for you, right? You vote for that guy that says, like, there's a meteor headed right towards the planet. That's the guy you vote for. You go with the psycho, because there's no way there's any corporate money behind that guy, right? Like, that guy is going to come on TV. He's going to come on TV, like, reading files from the Pentagon. Like, you know what else they're doing? Like, just freaking people out. And as unsettling as that is, at least you can believe in it. You can trust it.
You know that no corporations behind them, they're not getting any money on the side?
Because I think both the Democrats, Republicans, they just say the same thing. They just say those applause break. I think it's time to get this country back to work. And everybody, some guy with like a Tennessee sign jumping up and down like he's part of it, right? You're not. We're all gonna get replaced by like robots. That's what I think, like eventually.
You think we're all going to be replaced by robots?
Yeah. According to my YouTube and Wikipedia research, I think that's the eventual. You know what it is, Conan? I don't have any kids. And if you go too long, you get a little crazy, you know? You become like that black dude in Predator. Remember that guy? Like, I see it over there in them trees. Remember that? You become like that guy.
So you've become him because you didn't have children.
Like shaving your head, yeah. No, you gotta have something. I gotta have a kid. That's what I gotta do. I should just have a kid and play catch with them, you know, lie to them, tell them that, you know, Santa's coming and all that, right?
No, I think it's too late.
Well, whatever, at least I am saying what I'm feeling. You can at least give me that, right?
That's good. You are saying what you're feeling. I want to make sure I mention this. Bill's new special, You People Are All the Same, will be available online October 1st at BillBurr.com.
That's right. And I'm hoping people are going to actually download it and pay for it. I am hoping. It's a big risk now.
Yeah.
That could become like a $140,000 business card. You know? That's going to basically be like... And if you're gonna steal it, can you just be honest and just say, I stole it? Can you just do that? Don't be like, we're not stealing it, we're sharing it, man. No, you're stealing it, all right? I hate to tell you this, Lars was right. He was right, it's stealing, okay? I did it too, you know?
Lars from Metallica.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the other Lars.
I don't know. There might be another Lars. I'm just trying
like
to be...
a monster movie. Isn't that like the assistant name? Lars, turn the switch.